You've referenced money mindset and the limitations that people put on themselves in the context of, getting to a certain level. It could be a certain level of revenue or a certain level of profits, something that they feel, I'm suspecting that they get to a point where they deem that they're not worthy of that. What can you speak to the money mindset, and what should we be aware of as leaders if the money mindset is actually starting to disempower or impede our scaling ambition?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. One of our clients, her name is Kita, and she has this tea business, loose leaf tea market. And she was really stuck when she came to us. I think she was at like 500K in revenue. And what we were able to uncover was that she had this belief that no matter what she did, nothing was really going to work out. And this came from her childhood. It really wasn't a true, it wasn't reality, and it wasn't something she was necessarily thinking about all the time. But when we started to really do the journaling work, that came up. And she realized that that was a resistance. And as long as that was there, it didn't matter what strategies that she was going to implement, she was always going to self-sabotage. It's like, foot on the gas and foot on the brake at the same time. So once we were able to help her to shift that belief to say, anything that I set my mind to, I can make happen. And she started to really sit in that vision. And I just received a text from her just a few days ago. She just crossed her first $1 million month. And so she's hitting close to $1 million months now every single month. And it has completely changed her life. And she's a happier person. She's stepped into her own empowerment. But those beliefs, and we all have them, they're tapes that have been passed down from people we've never met, you know, uh, money is evil, or money doesn't grow on trees, or who do you think you are? All of those things that if we don't deal with and learn to shift, they will run our entire life.
Yeah, you speak a lot about mindset in your work, and as a trapeze artist, I clearly you do a lot to work on your what we call your psyche. What do you hear from leaders that is actually a self-imposed limitation that's working against their psyche in the context of scaling? You know, what mistakes are those leaders that come to you making in the context of actually disempowering themselves?
Yeah, so many things, right? We're in our own way. And I think what we try to do first is hold a mirror up to them to say that a big part of the issue is you. And we say it in the most loving way, of course. Um, but they're frustrated with their team, that their team is not performing the way that they want. But when we really take a deeper look, we see that they're not allowing the team to grow. They're micromanaging. They're always having to have the last word. They're talking more than anyone in the meetings. And they're not giving the team room to tap into their own creativity and empower the team to learn how to step up as a leader. And so it really has to shift from this I business to this we culture. And it, the other piece I would just say is most of the business owners that come to us, and I'm sure that you see this as well, that they're burnt out. They've sacrificed so much and they feel so compelled. They have this dream and they have this passion and they want it. And they feel like, gosh, if I could just break through. Uh, but we really have to help extricate them from the day to day in the way they're operating.